What's up, everyone? This is This What It Is? And I'm your host, Gunvid. The first topic of the day that I want to speak about is Terrence Crawford versus Israel Madrimov. So the fight happened yesterday, and this is a recap of it. Terrence Crawford won by decision. I think he won by 2 rounds on the judges' scorecards, but I didn't watch the full fight. I just saw some highlights, but yeah, shout out to him. I think that fight was at 154, right? And he just became undisputed at 154, so shout out to Terrence Crawford. This is another achievement, another great achievement for him in his career. And I read some comments, some people saying that they thought Madrimov won. By the highlights that I saw and the damage done to both fighters, I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I feel like people are just hating on Terrence Crawford because he's achieving such great things in his life. And they're not. You know, maybe that's why. Because I didn't see nothing from the fight that would say that Madrimov won. And I didn't watch the full fight, so I can't really say shit, you know. But that's what it seems like to me. It seems like these people are jealous of Terrence Crawford, and they're just lame as fuck, because why are you hating on him? They're talking shit like, oh yeah, he lost the fight. Like they're mad at him because the judges didn't score the fight for the other guy. Like, that's not his fault. Anytime you see a fight and you think the other guy should have won the decision, don't fucking get mad at the other fighter, because that, you know, that's kind of fucking stupid. You know, they did their best. They went out and, you know, they fought their best fight and did the best they could. Don't be fucking mad at him that he won. It's just fucking corny. Shut the fuck up. Whatever, you know? So yeah, that's why I mentioned that. Actually, I didn't mention this. It was an outtake that I did. But yeah, I was like, you know, this is probably why we're not gonna hear of Madrimov for a long time, unless you're talking about him fighting Crawford, because he's like a new fighter. He was like 14-0, and he didn't really fight anyone from what I remember. I don't really know the guy, but just me not knowing him, you know, it just shows that he's not really that talented for him to be like fucking, for people to be like, oh, he's so much better than Terrence Crawford. What has he done in his career? I don't want to fucking talk about this shit, really. Terrence Crawford won. If you guys want to fucking cry about it, cry about it. Make a fucking petition and fucking, you know, make comments on social media for the rest of your life. Like, oh, I thought Madrimov won the fight. Shut the fuck up, bro. No one cares. And with that being said, let me light up this fucking joint. Because, I wanted to start off this episode actually talking about a topic before I light up a joint, because sometimes it takes a minute and then I'm like fucking a whole minute into the episode and I haven't even talked about anything. It's just me fucking smoking and shit. But yeah, you know, you got your fucking first topic. Now stop crying while I light up this fucking joint. Shut the fuck up. How about you roll up, you know, and light up your own joint or blunt or spliff or cigar. And then you won't have to be fucking crying about me not talking and me smoking and shit like that, you know. And I was thinking, I was like, oh, I'm gonna try to stop saying you know a lot and on the podcast, like, this and that, you know, but I'm like, fuck it, whatever, you know, I'll say you know as many times as I want. I'll fucking, you know, or maybe I won't, but you know. If you don't know, now you know, nigga. You know very well who you are. Don't let them hold you down. Reach for the stars. Dun, 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 dun. 'Cause you're the only one. I don't know what she's saying on the end of that part. She's like, 'cause you're the only one. Dun, 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 dun. Actually, I looked up that lyric. And she said something like, I forgot what she said, but she's like, I'll do you good and better. You know, Biggie Smalls' Juicy? That's the song. Look it up. Look up the lyrics. You know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I wanted to do like a funny podcast today, like more of a chill podcast, because the past couple of podcasts has been like very serious topics. I'm talking about God and Satan and motherfucking goals, and you gotta achieve your goals. And it's like, yo, shut the fuck up, bro. You know, no one wants to hear all that motivational shit. This is a sports podcast, and we're gonna fucking talk about sports. Yeah, we're gonna talk about sports and shit, son. Because I'm tired of talking about religion for now. You know? I believe what I believe, but I'm just like, I don't want to talk about religion right now. And I don't want to talk about politics. And I don't feel like talking about goals, at least for now, and motivational shit. I just want to get on this podcast and just fuck around and shit, you know? Just fucking talk about bullshit and whatever, you know? Because why not? It's my show. I can talk about whatever the fuck I want to talk about. I don't have a co-host or guest that are going to tell me what to talk about or what not to talk about. So it's fucking, you know, this is the fucking dopest podcast that you could have. Just, you know, just doing shit, doing the podcast by yourself and just fucking around. Because there's a lot of filtering that goes on when you talk to another person. And you might not even expect it or notice it. It's like when you're talking to someone else, you feel like you gotta say something relatable, and you guys gotta agree on the topic, and you know, you gotta be like fucking, yeah, you know, you understand what my perspective, and they're like, yeah, I could understand how someone could see that, but this and that, and then it becomes an argument, and now people are fucking fighting on the podcast, and it's like, yo, shut the fuck up. None of you guys really even know how to fight, unless it's a fighter doing a podcast. And then it's like, bro, I don't want to see you fight on a podcast. I want to see you fight in the octagon or the fucking ring, you know? It's like all these fucking corny-ass podcast fights that go viral and shit. Now they get a bunch of views. Now it's like, oh, look, these guys almost fought on a podcast. And I'm just thinking, like, yo, shut the fuck up, bro. I don't care. You know? I really don't. You guys could almost get into a fight as much as you want. Or you guys could fight. I don't fucking care about your fucking corny ass podcast fight. Cause you know I can't relate. I get on this podcast, it's just me and my thoughts, and I say what I want, and I don't get interrupted by my co-host or guest, and I enjoy it. I enjoy this podcast like I'm about to enjoy this joint that I fucking halfway lit. that's something that I don't like about this podcast. Like when I gotta talk, you know, and I can't keep my J lit. It's like, what the fuck? I want to smoke. Then I gotta talk, and then the shit goes out, and I just fucking relight it every second. And it's like, what the fuck, you know? I gotta get better at keeping the shit lit while simultaneously talking. Christopher Walken. You don't really spit dope bars that often. Smoke a joint or a blunt. Sometimes I don't even be coughing. Cause I'm a heavyweight. You a lightweight. Can't fucking hold your weight. I make your bitch wait. And then I'll make her shake. Got her shaking all over the bed. After she give me head. What? You can't compete with anything that I've said. Or anything that I'm gonna say. Or what I'm saying right now in the present. I'll send you back to the essence. Today's Sunday. I'll fuck your wife in a Hyundai. Any quotes of yours can just be put in a list of something that chumps say. Your flow and style is old. You need an upgrade. But you don't even know how to update without following trends. See me in a Benz. I make sexy ladies want to spend money. But that's not my style, honey. I get my own money. Y'all should be acting funny. Me and Shorty be fucking like some bunnies. Really, really fast. Then I slow it down. Then I stop. Then I drive to Astoria and hit the gas. Yeah, word up. You know what place you're in. You're in last. Stay in your lane and stay in your place. I don't want to have to punch anyone in the face. I'm with a real sexy, thick girl named Grace. Can't catch up to my pace. I've been gone. I'm a don. A king, not a pawn. Sexy women say I got charm. I'm not even wearing a necklace or a pendant. It's much better to live calm and peaceful, not reckless. Instead of leave you in prison. You don't want to be in that system. Truthfully, that shit is boring as fuck. But if you ever end up in prison, I wish you luck. Don't go to jail. If you end up there, don't be frail. You gotta be tough. They can handcuff your wrists, but don't let them put your mind in cuffs. So they could handcuff your wrists, but don't let them put your mind in cuffs. We're all controlled by lust, unless you don't let it control you. And honestly, that's a really smart and bold move. Word up. I'm that guy. I'm the dude. I'm him. Like the fucking joint. So there you go. That was the little quick freestyle. I gotta admit, that was kind of sick. You know? You just gotta be natural with it. The rhymes, the rhyme flow, word up. You see how dope that is? See how dope hip hop is? I'd like to see more off the top freestyles, cause y'all be, you know what I'm saying? You rappers nowadays, you MCs nowadays, if you can even be called that, you get all these radio shows and fucking ciphers and shit, and be all fucking rapping some shit you wrote, and it's like not even dope. I'm like, yo, the things that I say in a freestyle is fucking. The things that I say in freestyles, they're fucking doper than the shit that y'all wrote. And I'm coming up with more double entendres than you, and fucking more clever shit than the shit that you wrote. So it's like y'all gotta step it up, you know? Y'all gotta step up your freestyle ability and your penmanship, pause, whatever. Yeah, I gotta do better, because I'm not impressed by a lot of rappers I'm hearing. I'm really not. You guys just call yourself the best because that's what you think you gotta do, but you don't believe it. Like, when I say it, I believe that shit, because I know it. I don't just believe it, I know I'm the fucking best today, and that's it. There's no guessing. There's no me unsure of myself when I'm rapping or when I'm talking about how great I am. This is just what it is. And if I'm wrong, then that's just what it is. But at least I believe in myself, and at least I'm telling the truth, and I'm really fucking providing the fans with dope bars and dope quality hip hop, the pure dopeness of hip hop. A lot of that shit y'all be doing is fucking corny, and it's not pure, and you're getting other people to write shit for you, and how the fuck do you even do that? That shit is just fucking corny to me. That shit is just lame as fuck. I can't do that. I don't know how people do that. Like, oh yeah, write some dope shit for me, and then you go and perform that shit like you're fucking ill. Get the fuck out of here. Shit is not cool, man. Saying the pure hip hop, when it started in the parks and shit, it was freestyles off the top. You couldn't get your fucking boy to write some shit for you and then show up and be like, yo, you see? I just said that, now I'm the best. And if they found out that someone wrote that shit for you, they would fucking beat the shit out of you. They might even kill you, dude. Like, that shit is that serious to people. And y'all be coming over here with your fucking some shit that 4 of your fucking friends wrote. It's not even fucking one person that wrote it for you. You motherfuckers be having like 4, 5 fucking people write one verse, and then the shit is all fucking sounds like it sounds like 4 or 5 people wrote it, because the flow doesn't make sense. And yeah, you know what I'm saying? That shit, you put that shit out and you're like, yeah, I'm the best. Shut the fuck up, yo. And the fans don't appreciate that shit. Even the casual fans, they'll be like, oh, he didn't write that shit? Get the fuck out of here. That whack ass shit. The only thing I'll give a pass to, the only people I'll give a pass to as MCs in hip hop are women. Because if you're a female, it's like, I understand, because they, like, you know, women dance and shit, and they'll add their own style to it or whatever, you know? I don't want to fucking disrespect women in hip hop or in any fucking regard. I love women. So yeah, like women get a pass, but men don't, because you're a man, you're supposed to be fucking original and all that shit. You're not supposed to be fucking having other people write shit for you. What else is there to talk about, motherfucker? So let's talk about baseball. Something that I think is funny about baseball today is these baseball Instagram accounts that do voiceovers and like try to predict what the fucking, not predict, but they try to like, they try to guess what the person's saying. And it looks like 100% accurate when they do that shit, and it's fucking hilarious. But also another thing that I think is funny about baseball today is like how the umpire will make a bad call in the eyes of the opposing team's manager, and then they'll just like fucking walk out into the field and start arguing with them, and the whole game just stops because of that. And sometimes they don't even get ejected, so it's like fucking hilarious. They get like a free timeout. And it's like, when do you ever see that in fucking football or basketball? It doesn't really happen, They don't just stop the basketball game. Unless you call a timeout, like the coach can call a timeout and then walk over to the ref and be like, hey, what the fuck was that? But it's like, when do you ever see the fucking whole game just stop because the coach just runs out and just starts arguing with the ref? Like the referee will call a technical foul on the coach if they ever do that, and then the other team will get a free throw and shit. So yeah, that's just something that I noticed that is kind of funny about baseball today. And then all this shit with the pitch clock and teams getting balks. A balk is when fucking, it's like a walk, but it's when the fucking pitcher does something wrong, or the catcher, and then the other team gets a free base. And it's like, what the fuck? That shit gets really confusing, and yeah, they gotta fix that because it's really fucking up the game. That's all I'm seeing now. More than highlights, I see fucking arguments in baseball. And it's like, what are they gonna do to fix this? Because if I'm a fan and I go to a game and some bullshit like that happens, and then I'm confused because they don't really have announcers like at the game explaining what happened. Unless they have the umpire make a fucking, make an announcement to the fans as far as what's going on. Like, if you see a balk happen, and I don't even fucking, like, I don't even like saying that term now, but you just hear a lot more now in baseball. Like, oh, that's a balk, the new rule, and then they gotta explain all this shit. It's like, I don't want to fucking hear that shit. And if I'm a fan going to a game, I don't want to fucking have to wait through that fucking corny shit and wait for the fucking manager to argue with the umpire and all that shit. I don't want to see that, So, MLB, get your shit together. Because the shit you're doing is fucking lame, And then all the shit with the umpires throwing the umpires throwing out players and shit for like just barely arguing with them or celebrating excessively, as they say. But it's like the fucking player really didn't even do shit. Like, stop fucking crying about bat flips and shit like that, you know? Just shut the fuck up. Even if, like, a base runner takes too long to run around the bases when he hits a home run, it's like, yo, it's fucking, you know how hard it is to hit a home run? Like, you players know how hard it is to hit a home run. So fucking let him take a couple extra seconds. Shut the fuck up. Stop crying about shit, you know? So there it is. If you like this episode, hit that like button, comment, share, and subscribe. This is This What It Is? And I'm your host, Gunvid. Peace.